there's no answer to the rhetorical question, can you believe Brady's still doing this? But the perfect person to try and get an answer out of would be the person who he beat in his first Super Bowl. And what do you think when you're sitting down interviewing Brady for his 10th Super Bowl and you were in the first competing with him, Kurt? I mean, what goes through your head when that happens?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost hard to fathom, Rich, because, I remember when I was growing up and I said to myself, okay, I want to be a quarterback that starts in 5 Super Bowls, because when I was growing up, nobody had ever started in 5, and then John Elway ended up starting in 5. But that was kind of my goal. And now I think to myself, and you got Tom Brady, and kids can't even dream to play in 11 Super Bowls. I mean, you can't even dream for that. And so most kids are looking at it and going, well, okay, Tom Brady will be number 1, and then I'll shoot for number 2, and maybe I can get to 6. It is just incredible to think what he has stacked on top of, everything else year in and year out, what he's done this year. And I think it's what makes this game so compelling is that you have Tom Brady and the guy that, 2 years ago, Rich, we were all talking like this will never be done before. There's no chance that anybody ever does what Tom Brady does. Now, here he is playing against a kid that's 25,
right,
that will be playing in his second Super Bowl.
Right.
And now we're starting to go, oh, my gosh, this is a battle of, as a lot of people say, maybe the 2 best quarterbacks we'll ever see when it's all said and done. But more importantly, it's the GOAT, hands down the GOAT in Tom Brady. But it's the one guy that we see that we say,
maybe,
well, maybe
yep,
this guy can do it. I don't know if anybody else will ever be able to do it. I don't know if any kid will ever be able to dream about it. But here's the one guy that is set up at this stage in his career where we say, there's a possibility. And that, to me, is what makes this so unique and so special. We got the GOAT and the next greatest, and he's got the one chance that we think to maybe rival the guy that he's playing against. And as you said, goes all the way back to when I played, and that's when the legend started. It's still going on, and it's kind of like the best, coming to an end, and we're ushering in the next 2 decades of our game with the next great one. And so it's phenomenal, and both of them, you admire them and you respect them for who they are and how they play the game and how they approach this. And so I can't wait, like everyone else, to see these 2 guys go head-to-head and these 2 teams go head-to-head on the biggest stage.
Well, based on what you just said, Kurt Warner, that's why I asked our colleague who's going to be part of our Super Sunday extravaganza on NFL Network, our pregame show that starts at 9 a.m. from Raymond James. I asked Willie McGinnis, is it possible that Brady at any point in time is, in fact, thinking about the fact that Mahomes is off to such a great start? And if there is anybody who can just maybe, to use the phrase you just said, just maybe get him, that it's Mahomes. And that's another reason why Brady, as if he needs another log on that all-time great fire that burns within, it gives him even an extra sense of, I got to beat this kid because he might actually catch me one day. And so on behalf of my 65-year-old self, I need to do this. Like, literally, does he think that? And I'm wondering if you think he does think that way, potentially.
Yes, I quite frankly think that. And again, it's to me, it's how Tom Brady is wired as much as anything, is that, he wants to beat everybody in every time he plays. And, do I think there's a part of him that says, okay, maybe this kid gets to 10 Super Bowls, but I'll get to say, he went to 10, but I beat him in 1. Do I think Tom Brady thinks like that? Without a question, I think Tom Brady thinks like that, is that he understands all of that. He sees the big picture, and he wants to be the greatest. And all the great ones, that's what goes through their mind. I want to be the greatest, and to do that, I've got to beat the greatest or the next greatest or the next great thing. And, yes, Tom Brady is wired like that, and I believe that goes through his mind, even though there's a bigger picture and who he plays against and the Chiefs defense and all that stuff. Yes, I believe that is in the mind of Tom Brady, as everything else is, as he takes all of this in and tries to, take down anybody in his path.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.